Hello friends, today we will study about addressing modes. What happens in computer systems if we want our CPU to perform some arithmetic and some logical operations, or we want to transfer some data from computer memory location to another computer memory location, or from one register to another, then we have to give some instructions to our CPU so that it can perform according to the instruction. In computer architecture, the instruction mainly consists of the two parts. So we can here understand instruction have two parts. One is the opcode and another is the operand. Opcode will tell that how our computer or what operation will our CPU perform, and operand will tell that what will be the data on which it will perform the operations. So opcode can be easily understood to the CPU, but in case of the operand, we can't store our data directly in the CPU, but we need the memory location to store the data. So to fetch the data from the memory location, we need to give some address to the CPU from where it can collect its data as per its requirement. So for this purpose, if we have to specify the address of the memory location, we have the addressing modes. So the simple definition of the addressing mode is as, so here is the definition of the addressing mode, that addressing modes are used to find the location of an operand in computer memory. So this is clear from here. We have the different addressing modes in our computer system. These are as follow. Here we have the different addressing mode present in our computer architecture systems. On the basis of these addressing mode, we can find the address of an operand in our computer memory. So first of all, we have our first addressing mode is the immediate addressing mode. Immediate addressing mode. In immediate addressing mode, the second word of the instruction is the operand itself. For example, if we have given with an instruction as add 50. So what the immediate addressing mode says, it says that the second word of the instruction is an operand. Then here 50 will act as an operand. This 50 is not any address field and not the address for any memory location, but the operand directly is given in the instruction. Now this operand will be added to the register from where we want to store the data. So we can expand this instruction as accumulator 50. So here we are assigning the value of accumulator incremented by 50 to the accumulator itself. So this how this instruction will work in the immediate addressing mode. Here 50 is not any address field. In case of immediate addressing mode, there is no address field in it. It have only data or operand assigned within the instruction. So next addressing mode is the direct addressing mode. Before moving toward the direct addressing mode, we will learn a term which is called as the effective address. So what is the effective address? Effective address means the address of an operand. Address of an operand. Now on the basis of this definition, we will understand the direct addressing mode. So what the direct addressing mode says, it says that the effective address of an operand is the part of instruction, It means that the effective address is given within the instruction. So if we have given with the instruction as add 50, then here 50 is not any operand, but it indicates the address field. 50 here is the address field. If we if CPU want to execute this instruction, then it will consider 50 as the address. And how it will be represented after expansion, accumulator will be assigned with the accumulator plus 50. So here this representation represents that 50, it is the memory location 50, or graphically we can represent it as add 50. Here if we have here memory stack, so this 50 here is the memory location. Now at this memory location we have this operand stored. Now CPU will consider 50 as the address of the memory location where it can find its operand. So this method is more flexible than the immediate addressing mode, because in the immediate addressing mode we have stored the operand into the instruction, which will be more time consuming to execute it, and also it will take more space also. So that's why we can say the direct addressing mode is more flexible than the immediate addressing mode. So next addressing mode is the indirect addressing mode. By using the previous definition, we can also explain its definition. So indirect addressing mode says effective address store is stored in the address field of an instruction. It means that address field of an instruction, here we have this our opcode and here our address field. So this address field will not store directly the address of the operand, but it will store the effective address of the operand, and at that effective address we have our operand. So for example, if we have our instruction as add 50, so how we can write it? Accumulator will be assigned with the accumulator plus 50. So here we have double square bracket we have used to represent that it will be the value at the memory location of the 50, and that at that memory location we are going to find the value which will work as an operand for our instruction. Graphical representation for this will be like that. Add 50. Here we have our memory stack. So at this location 50, CPU will find the effective address. Now suppose here effective address is equal to 100. So suppose here 50 and then 60, 70, and here we have the memory location 100. So this effective address here will it point now, and here we will find our operand in the next cycle. So this is how the indirect addressing mode works. Means the address field of the instruction will store the effective address of the operand. Now next addressing mode is the register addressing mode. But the register addressing mode says that the address field of the instruction, address field of an instruction will store the register. It it means that if we have the instruction as add R4, then what it will do, it will add the register R4 value to the accumulator, and then will finally store the result in the accumulator 2. So how it is going to work? Graphically, we can represent it as add R4. Here we have our instruction. Now instead of using the memory stack, this instruction will fetch its data from the register set, and suppose our R4 is here, then at this location our operand will be residing and CPU can fetch it from this location. This is the register addressing mode. Now next is the register indirect addressing mode. A register indirect addressing mode is similar to the indirect addressing mode, means that the address field address field will store the effective address for the operand. Now how it will work? Suppose if we have the same instruction add R4, then it will be written as after expansion accumulator plus at the memory of R4, means that the operand will be stored at the memory location which will be given by this R4. And how we can represent it in the memory? It will be as add R4 is our instruction. Here we have our register set. So suppose here is the R4, it will contain the effective address. Suppose effective address is 100. Now here our memory stack, this is the memory stack, and suppose this is the location 100. Then now at this location we will find our operand. So this is the working of the register indirect addressing mode. At the R4 we are getting our effective address, and this effective address suppose 100. Now it will point to the memory stack, and 100 will point to the memory where we can find our operand, which will be executed by the CPU. So these are the 5 basic addressing mode. These are generally supported by maximum CPUs. So another addressing mode are as follow. Next one is the relative addressing mode. A relative addressing mode. So what this relative addressing mode says, it says that effective address will be equal to program counter plus address field of instruction. How we can represent it? It will be represented as for example, here is our opcode, like it is add and then here our operand. Then what will it do? It will add the operand A with the program counter. Program counter is a register in our computer system memory which stores the address of the next instruction to be executed. It will add the both values, and now the final result which will come after the addition will work as the effective address, means the address of the operand. Now suppose here our effective address, suppose EA is 100, then it will memory location 100, here our operand will be residing. This is the relative addressing mode. So next one is the index register addressing mode. So in the index register addressing mode, the data content of the index register will be added to the address field of the instruction. So how it can be represented? Suppose we have instruction same add a, but here we will be having our instruction register and then a our operand. So it will add a and instruction register value, and now it will work as our effective address, and at that effective address we can find our operand. So this is the index register addressing. Next one is the implied addressing mode. Implied addressing mode. This addressing mode uses the zero level instructions. For example, if we have to perform the action on the data value which are implicitly defined into the instruction. So as per its definition, it says that the operands are specified implicitly in the definition of instruction. It means suppose we have the instruction as CMA. It is the instruction for the complement the content of the accumulator. So the operand are residing within the definition of the instruction. This is the instruction which will after execution it will return the complement value of the accumulator register. Means the definition is implicitly given within the instruction. Definition of the operand is implicitly given within the instruction. So these are the basic 8 addressing mode. So now we can also study them with the help of a figure. Here we have drawn a chart for it. So here is the chart. We can understand these addressing modes easily. First is the immediate addressing mode, and in term of the address field we can say it does not have any address field. Means directly operand is specified. In the direct addressing mode, address field will store the operand, and next is the indirect addressing mode. Address field will store the address of an operand, not the operand but the address of an operand. Next one is the register addressing mode. Address field have register which store the operand. Next is the register indirect. Address field have register which store the address of the operand. So this is simple, and here is the example. These are same as we have studied here. We can check it out easily. So these are the basic addressing mode in the computer architecture.